total pest solution. Be it rabbits on the run or a standing thistle, we have Tai Quan Crow. There ain't nothing wrong with a bit of pump and grind. The boys at Emberleaf explain what grind you need on your knife for life. Plus mob rule. Gilly is managing more than one dog in the field. We have news. We have hunting YouTube. Welcome to Field Sports Britain. Rabbiting has been a rare event at Crows of late, and it would appear that the numbers have been low across much of the country in recent years. But tonight he's back on it because the Bunnies have bounced back. The livestock farm next door is reporting more than healthy numbers, which means Andy can dust off the once of an HMR and spark up the Polaris.
The farm next door's got a lot of rabbits. On his grass at the moment, some of it's short, some of it's a bit long. We're just going to have a quick pop round before it gets dark and see what it was about. I've got +1 up here again. He's getting the bug again of shooting and fishing. He's poking about again now, so he knows the shooting's going to start getting better, so that's why he's poking about. I've got a new lamp to try out as well. It's a new Night Master Eclipse. Haven't used it yet, but I'm going to take it along and give that a play. But yeah, we'll give that a go tonight. Press it again, hold it, goes dimmer, hold it again, goes brighter.
Andy may have been staring into the light a bit too much.
Dimmer. Yeah, look at that, it's got all different settings.
That's crazy.
Past the resident badger, the crop damage is clear to see.
You see the damage the rabbits are doing here? It's just right away along this headland. They're coming out of a bit of scrub ground here. We didn't see a few rabbits here. There's usually a lot here, so we just see one just as we come around the corner, but and you can see the damage goes all the way down.
It was supposed to be a daylight shooting outing, but Crow and Gary got hungry and delayed proceedings. We have one shot in semi-darkness, then it's on to IR sensitive mode. Because we are out early, Andy wants to do a double circuit. It's early June and it is a farm in Kent. We start at about 8:45 PM and each lap should take an hour and a half. We have 2 boxes of ammo and plenty of rabbits to pick off. Crow gets into the flow. The tricky thing is marking the rabbits, especially in the long stuff and when there's more than one shot taken in one spot. Andy and Gary are well practiced in the art, but it's still impressive they're so committed to finding each rabbit. Not all the bunnies end up in the back of the buggy. Some just keep moving, finding cover. Then one is incredibly lucky.
You're not putting that out, David. He's gone, hasn't he?
Another has a thistle to thank. Gary and David challenge Crow to knock over the thistle. Not bad. Little is escaping Andy, and he even has a few bolting rabbits. He aims a foot in front of this one, and this one, on the lupin crop, he aims straight at it. It's proving to be a successful night.
So, Mr. Crow, when's the last time you had a bag like that?
I don't know, probably 18 months ago. We just haven't had the rabbits about, but this chap owns this grassland over here. It's right next door to us. We put a lot of rabbit netting around ours because they've been coming from other places into ours. But this chap's just rung me up and he's asked me to come and have a go at the rabbits, and we've made a bit of a dent in them tonight. I don't know who's in there. It's quite a few. But must be 60 plus in there. But no, it's been a good bit of fun tonight. Shot 1 or 2 in before it got dark. We've lost 1 or 2 in places where there's a lot of grass. You stay in one place, you shoot 4 or 5 rabbits, and if you can mark them, it's all right. But yeah, we've lost, I don't know, 1 or 2, not many. But we've got 99% of them, so it's good. But yeah, it's been a good evening. Good evening.
With a few more to finish the night, all that's left is to clean them.
And how much are they going for these days?
What, rabbits?
Must be a bit of a rare commodity.
Yeah, well, the game dealer, he's usually like to try and give him as many as I can. So, and like I say, this is the first time we've been out for a long time. But yeah, I think they're worth about decent size rabbit is a quid. Is £1, but the smaller some of these are only youngsters. Count them, Gary. I'll leave you to count them. I don't want to move from here in case I'm treading something.
1.
There's 2 already in there. There's 2 already in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many was that?
Gary is no Carol Vorderman when it comes to the bag. He says 49. When he counted them into the freezer, it was 79. That's the best night on the Bunnies for at least 18 months. The rabbits are pests, but we never want to lose them, just manage them. Andy showing that driven hunting is alive and well in the UK. Now, someone who drives slower than Miss Daisy, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. With buzzard populations booming, the scavengers are becoming quicker on the draw, as this film that was sent to us shows. John Bailey of Bailey's Shooting and Country Wear sends in this film of a buzzard taking advantage of him wood pigeon shooting. If you're wondering about the impact, pigeons around him are wary, so he uses a .223. Do you fancy a free day shooting with the newest rifles? Gun makers Blaser, Mauser and Zauer and optics company Minox have come together to hold a free range day on the 22nd and 23rd of July. They are paying for the ammunition, along with shop Braces of Bristol. It's being held at Braces Range, which is just south of the city. To sign up, visit bit.ly/Braces Day. We'll be there to film the day, and all you need is an FAC. Conservation efforts by gamekeepers in Angus and Perthshire have been credited with an encouraging rise in birds of prey numbers. A new survey released by Gift of Grouse reveals that species including golden eagles, red kites and hen harriers are thriving on prominent grouse moor sites. The RSPB is trying to rubbish the report. The UK has a new mile-long rifle range. On the border between Scotland and England, it consists of the world's biggest washer, a steel plate installed by Gardner's Guns of Carlisle in Cumbria. And there's an awful lot of Britain to shoot it from. It all adds to Gardner's Home Office approved 50, 100 and 150 yard covered firing point ranges. The Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party in Australia is celebrating a win. After 5 years of campaigning, it has secured a repeal of the controversial ammo bill by the New South Wales government, which forces gun shops to record the addresses of anyone who buys ammunition. During the debate, Greens MP Jeremy Buckingham said Australia needed a ban because he had picked up an unattended handgun and tried to kill his brother with it. An animal rights activist has been convicted of political extremism in Switzerland. Described only as a 45-year-old man, he liked 6 Facebook posts which described this man, another animal rights activist, Erwin Kessler, as being anti-Semitic and a racist. The comments were made in relation to a discussion over which animal rights groups should be allowed to participate in a vegan festival. And finally, a muntjac deer has turned up in Donegal. Spotted in a garden, it was caught by wildlife rangers from Glenveigh. A resident of the Ard McCool estate, Kieran Bradley, recorded this film. The Wild Deer Association of Ireland says it's the first evidence they've seen of muntjac in Ireland since 2011. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. And if you have a film you think might be interesting for the Fieldsports Channel news stump, don't hesitate to ping it over to me, Charlie, at fieldsportschannel.tv. Also, I commend to you the Blaser Mauser Sauer Minox Range Day outside Bristol. The ammunition really is free. Now, something else that divides opinion. What makes a good blade?
Okay, so we're quickly going to discuss like edge geometry and what it takes to maintain each edge, and one of the most common mistakes is maintaining an edge with the incorrect method or an incorrect equipment, and that can often lead to very damaged knives or even like irreparable damage to knives. And the better you maintain it, the longer it will last, and the sharper it will be, and the better it will perform in the field, which is at the end of the day what the knife is for. This is a new shape from us. It is a Garand. It is set up for mainly the larger species of deer, extensively field tested. It is 5.5 inches in the blade and nearly 10 inches overall. This one is a deep grind, so it is what is called a full flat. So this plunge line up the side here, runs all the way to the spine of a knife. And the actual only sharp bit is the first 2 millimeters of the blade. So that is a 45-degree angle, so 22.5 on each side, and that gives you a very small but sharp and robust edge. This knife is designed to be sharpened in the field, so it can be quick sharpened with the smaller quick sharpener tools, and there are plenty out there on the market. The other knife that we'll show you now is a flagship, one of our other flagship blades. This is a Bran, and its grind profile is very different. So it's got a large flat cheek, and then it has a 7mm bevel. So that bevel is effectively, if you go back to the other one, it's the 2mm, that is now 7mm, but we don't have the full flat. Cannot sharpen this on a quick sharpener. It doesn't have the angle, the angles are too extreme. The angles here are only 25 degrees as opposed to the 45. So this sharpened on a quick sharpener, you would do more damage than good. This needs water stones, so Japanese water stones, and those stones need to be set up for very hard homogeneous stainless steels, whereas the one that needs a quick sharpener, not so much. There are a lot of other grinds out there like hollows and compounds and like chisel grinds and stuff, but they're a lot rarer. These are the two you'll see in the field, and these are the two we produce the most of. Pound for pound, the Scandi grind is going to feel sharper and it's going to stay very keen, depending on what you're doing with it. If you're forcing it through bones and stuff, it's going to do all right, but it's not going to have the same edge retention as a micro bevel. Similarly, a micro bevel isn't going to have that keenness that you'll instantly feel. It's not going to have that surgical standard feel, and that's part of the sort of service that we provide, is tailoring each tool to each individual, and that way you get the product you want and you get it to perform the way you want it. And that is the fundamental differences between micro bevel and Scandi grind.
That is enough grinding for one day. From steel to curs, let's see how you manage a pack on a shoot day.
One of my real joys with owning several dogs is being able to take a team of dogs picking up with me throughout the shooting season. And I'm really lucky. I'll some years be taking 5 or 6 dogs with me every day. Now, not all of those dogs will be hugely experienced. Within that number of a team, there might be one youngster who it's his first season. There might be a dog of 2 who's had some limited experience the year before, and then the others will be older, experienced dogs. And by taking a team of dogs, it means actually I'm pretty confident I can pick anything, anywhere on the shoot. One dog might be better on water, one dog might be better in cover, one dog might be a real expert at taking runners. So I'm very fortunate to have that number of dogs. But if you've only got 2 dogs, you still have to work really hard at being prepared to take both of them out together to work as a team. Most of your training, all your early training, will just be one dog with you, you focusing on that dog focusing on you. But before you want to work your dog in company or with another dog of your own or several dogs of your own, you must train them together, and you must get them really responsive to only working when they're told to. You don't want to send one dog during the drive for a runner and find that you've got 6 of them all chasing out after this one running pheasant. I'm really key with that when I'm working a team of dogs. Everything starts with a particular dog's name. and they have to listen very carefully for their name, and if they don't hear their name, it's not their retrieve. So if I'm sending for specific retrieves, it's name of dog and then the command. However, if I'm sweeping through a wood with them, I'll just cast them all off individually and get them hunting. And I really like watching them, and a young dog will tend to follow an older dog, but as the months go by, he really learns to hold his own bit of ground and work out where to go. And so you'll have 4 or 5 dogs covering really quite a large bit of woodland and hopefully not leaving any birds behind, so you're doing a really good job for the keeper.
From the world of working dogs to the rest of Planet Field Sports, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. Peter Jones from County Deer Stalking is stalking summer roebuck. It is another of his basically instructional films about deer stalking. Lots about roebuck from across Europe this week. German channel Waffenland TV is out after bucks in Slovenia. Meanwhile, Potterick 81 hunting is in Poland after bucks. The film shows highlights from his buck stalking outings in May. The best moments. Max Hunt gets in touch from his home in Sweden with a lovely story in English. He surprises a keen hunting lad, Casper, at his confirmation party and packs him off to the eastern Cape of South Africa for his first outing after big game. And here is a mate of Max's, Andreas Stenberg from Sweden, with episode 1 of his new hunting show, Passet, which has English subtitles. Andreas is out with Swedish royal gamekeeper Peter Vilidu. Staying Swedish, Jakt Faber is off with his friend Tim to protect farmers' crops. It is a rough shooting evening after big game, like rabbits with attitude. Tim Hunemeyer is red stag hunting in New Zealand in this film. If you're used to the vast open country type stalking of Scotland, well, it's like that, but with helicopters. And finally, viewer Rob Phillips recommends this video, not about hunting, not even about hunting guns, but about a curvy pistol that's designed to fit the curves of the human body. No idea what he sees in it. That's it for this week. I've put all these films into a playlist for you. Click on the link or check this film's description. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Something else you might enjoy is the new episode of Fieldsports Africa. This time we're after kudu, the grey ghost. As well as hunting through the beautiful scenery of Limpopo province, we learn all about this impressive antelope. Plus we hear the story behind one of the most successful hunting books of all time. The perfect shot, how it came about, the artwork, and how the book saved Dr. Kevin Robertson from ruin after the Mugabe regime forcibly took his farm. It's all in this month's Fieldsports Africa. Well, we are back next week with Fieldsports Britain. If you haven't done so already, please pop over to our website, Fieldsportschannel.tv. You can click to like us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, and best of all, you can pop your email into our register page and we'll contact you about this show, about Fieldsports Africa, about all our shows. This show at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday, and this has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing. Goodbye.